clearly no faith whatsoever in Darrell Henderson. They're trying any running back not named Darrell Henderson. Do fantasy managers need to add Ronnie Rivers, or is it still just wait for Kyren Williams, who could be back as early as this week?
I mean, Cam Akers could be back as early as this week.
Yeah,
if he is still there past the trade deadline, which is November 1st, I guess, Tuesday? So if he's still there, then
you're not allowed to say that.
Right. Today is Tuesday, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be.
We're looking into it, but I really am of the mind that most fantasy managers, unless you're super down bad at running back, can kind of write off this backfield, because we're talking about 5 guys who may or may not be active in a given week, whose roles are completely undefined. You have Malcolm Brown taking goal line carries.
You got 2 goal line carries in the first half. So the game was still in doubt. And again, this is with Darrell Henderson, totally healthy, by the way.
Right. Darrell Henderson, who it seems to be in week 8, was the passing down back, but got virtually no early down work. That was Ronnie Rivers, workload. And then, Akers coming back. They have expressed some excitement about Kyren Williams. He is the one guy I would want to roster in that backfield going forward, because I think that there is a very narrow avenue to him emerging as maybe not a workhorse, but the lead back, the de facto lead back. Another thing, again, that's hurting all of these guys is that the Rams have the 5th highest pass rate over expected in the league. Like, they're not trying to run it, and they can't run it, and they're so bad. And another thing is their defense is so bad right now, at least, that they're not playing with leads where they can actually run the ball or at least pretend to run some sort of balanced offense. They can't even do that. So I do think that fantasy managers would do well to look elsewhere. Kind of like what I was saying with the Ravens backfield. When they're all healthy, it's just a mess.
So are we saying to drop Darrell Henderson?
If you need room, if you're struggling between him and another guy who you don't know if you can drop to pick up somebody else or this week, yeah, I think that you can. 10-team leagues, he should not be rostered. 12-team leagues, I think you try to hang on. I do want to say one thing for Ronnie Rivers real quick. He is a real person.
Yeah, he is. I want to do a quick spiel before you get into Ronnie Rivers. He's a 23-year-old undrafted rookie. He's 5'7". He went to Fresno State. He was signed by the Cardinals after the draft, then cut. Signed by the Seahawks and cut on August 28th. He was not signed to the Rams until September 15th. So this is an undrafted rookie who's already been cut twice. This is how desperate the Rams are. He's now the Rams feature back as they wait on Kyren Williams.
Right. 5 years at Fresno State, 3,400 rushing yards, 51 total touchdowns, 150 catches over those 5 seasons. So, productive, but not the kind of guy who becomes usually a lead back. I mean, 5 years. 5 years.
5 years is too many, or maybe 3 too many.
Very slight of frame. It's just, and then, Cam Akers, I'm not entirely disinterested in Cam Akers if he comes back and they want to try it again.
That seems like that's not happening.
No, I mean, it's very, very small chance. It's a small chance that he'll ever see the field again for the Rams.
So Darrell Henderson, I think ideally you try to keep him in a 12-team league, but we know that ideal kind of is out the window at this point. We're 8 weeks into the fantasy regular season. A lot of teams are now in position where they're like fighting for their lives. They have to like maximize their roster every week. They can't really be thinking ahead to the playoffs. If you're in that kind of situation, it's hard to see how cutting Darrell Henderson will come back to haunt you.
Right.
And Ronnie Rivers, I mean, I guess in a 12-team league, if you're just totally desperate at running back, I guess maybe you take a flyer on him, but you can almost totally ignore Ronnie Rivers too. Cause I think we both agree, it's just all about waiting on Kyren Williams.
If Rivers had gotten the goal line touches, I would be way more interested, because those are the things we need. We need receptions and we need touches inside the 10-yard line for running backs. We got neither of those things with Ronnie Rivers. So he's the classic, what we call a trap back. He's getting all the empty calorie stuff between the 20s, and that's not going to get you any fantasy points. Like, he could have 10 carries, 12 carries a game and score 3 fantasy points every week.
So there's a YouTube video of Ronnie Rivers, an 8-minute interview where he just talks about how much he looks up to Chase Edmonds and being a trap back, and how that's who he's modeling his game after. Is he wants to get enough work where it seems like he should be relevant, but not enough high value touches where he can ever score fantasy points for you.
I see you've been grinding YouTube again.
Yeah. So Ronnie Rivers, probably a scam. Kyren Williams probably a scam too, but they have clearly put all their eggs in the Kyren Williams basket. So, and again, it seems like he'll probably come back this week.
Yeah, he's available in half of the league, so people should pick him up for sure this week.